Mama June considers putting Anna's daughters in therapy after tragic loss. Anna Cardwell left her family and fans grieving. She took her last breath on Deck 9 after a long and painful cancer battle of 10 months. Apparently, Mama June was the first one to share this heartbreaking news of her daughter's demise and left the world in tears. Amid all this, it seems that Anna's daughters aren't able to deal with the loss and are mourning the death of their mother. Hence, Mama June is now considering putting the star kids in therapy to help them heal from the loss. Are Cardwell's girls not doing well? Mama June wants to send Anna's daughters to therapy. Mama June decided to take one of Anna's daughters' custody after her death. She took Caitlin with her, and she has been living with Shannon and Justin since then. Apparently, the couple took this decision because the star kid was comfortable with her grandmother. But now it seems that Caitlin isn't able to deal with her mother's death. Apparently, she has been very involved in Anna's cancer battle. As per the reports, the star kid used to stick around the matriarch, and she made sure that she took all her medicines on time. So, the star kid has a lot to unpack after Anna's tragic death. Recently, TMZ confirmed that Caitlin spoke at Anna's funeral. She initially didn't have any plan to do so, but the Mama June star kid couldn't control her emotions and changed her mind. The source confirmed that Caitlin talked about all the memories that she had with Anna. This made their guests laugh and brought a bit of relief in such a sorrowful time. After watching Caitlin reflecting on her emotions on Anna's death, Shannon felt that therapy would be the best option for her to move on from the tragic incident. She would be able to talk to the therapist and be able to deal with her grief. Hence, June's family is now considering opting for a therapist for Caitlin. Mama June, will Anna's younger daughter also attend therapy sessions? Caitlin is currently living with Mama June, but Anna's 8-year-old daughter Kylie has returned to her biological father, Michael. Initially, fans were upset about the fact that Shannon was separating these sisters and wasn't letting them mourn the death of their mother together. However, Caitlin and Kylie are connected via calls and talk to each other frequently. The source confirmed that the latter is just 8 years old and isn't able to comprehend her mother's death completely. She isn't able to understand the current dynamics, which is perhaps making it easier for her to move on. Kylie has even returned to her school on Friday. Apparently, her school was taking kids for a field trip, so the family believed that it was the perfect opportunity for Kylie to join her classes again. They also seemed to be happy that she was back to her routine and believed that it was a good sign. So as per the current scenario, it isn't clear that Kylie's biological father would consider sending her for therapy. Keep coming back to TV season and spoilers for the latest Mama June tea. In the aftermath of Anna Chickadee Cardwell's heartbreaking passing, the Shannon family has been forced to confront not only their own grief, but the emotional devastation left behind for the two young daughters Anna loved more than anything. As the days slip into months since her death, a new chapter begins to unfold, one focused not on legal battles or public statements, but on healing. Now, Mama June Shannon is reportedly considering taking a major step in ensuring her granddaughter's emotional recovery, enrolling them in therapy. This decision, though deeply personal, marks a significant turning point in how June is approaching her unexpected role as caregiver. The matriarch who once courted chaos and controversy is now staring at a reality she never truly prepared for, raising two grieving girls in the shadow of their mother's death. And though the cameras may be rolling quietly in the background, this chapter is unfolding with more care and compassion than anyone anticipated. The lingering grief. Anna's daughters have been living in a world filled with uncertainty. First, there was their mother's cancer diagnosis, a terminal illness that moved faster than anyone predicted. Then came the shift in caretakers, the change in homes, and the painful confusion that accompanies loss at such a young age. While family members rallied to create a sense of normalcy, grief cannot be hidden under a rug or behind a social media post. The pain has a way of seeping through. Mama June has reportedly grown increasingly aware of this. Sources close to the family have said that June noticed subtle shifts in the girls' behavior. Nightmares, trouble concentrating, moments of silence too deep for children their age. One of the girls, now old enough to understand the permanence of death, has begun withdrawing, asking fewer questions but harboring more pain. For June, who once prided herself on being a tough-as-nails reality star, these moments became unshakable. She started confiding in close friends and family about the visible toll grief was taking on the girls and on her. Raising children again in her 40s wasn't part of the plan, especially not under such tragic circumstances. But June has always been a survivor, and now she's trying to help two young hearts survive something unimaginable. Therapy on the horizon. After several late-night discussions and research into childhood grief, Mama June reportedly began looking into professional therapy. Not just for show, not for the camera, but for the genuine well-being of her granddaughters. And that marks a turning point few expected from the woman known more for tabloid headlines than tender heart-to-hearts. The plan, according to insiders, includes working with a family therapist who specializes in bereavement, particularly for children who have experienced the death of a parent. June has expressed interest in creating a supportive environment that includes regular therapy sessions, grief counseling groups, and activities that help the girls express their emotions in healthy ways. Some of the early suggestions include art therapy, journaling, and structured playtime that allows therapists to observe and guide without creating pressure. It's a strategy rooted in compassion, one designed not just to treat trauma, but to give the girls tools to understand it. June's decision has drawn praise from professionals who say early intervention is crucial. Children who lose a parent at a young age often carry silent burdens for years, burdens that manifest later in anxiety, depression, and identity struggles. By prioritizing mental health now, June is offering a rare gift, the chance to grieve in a way that leads to healing, not just survival. Family tensions and growing pains. Still, not everyone in the Shannon family is aligned in how grief should be managed. While June is leaning into therapy and professional guidance, other family members have taken more traditional approaches. Some believe that a strong home life and routine are enough to guide the girls forward. Others quietly worry that too much change, new homes, therapy appointments, legal tension, might create more confusion. Lauren Pumpkin Ifford, who has often been seen as the family's moral compass in recent years, is said to be a supporter of June's decision. Having stepped in to raise her younger siblings in the past, Pumpkin knows firsthand how unresolved trauma can fester. She's reportedly encouraged June to pursue all avenues of support, even going so far as to offer to accompany the girls to early therapy sessions until they feel comfortable. Meanwhile, Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson, now a teenager balancing her own identity journey and public scrutiny, has remained somewhat distanced from the immediate situation, but supports the therapeutic approach. Those close to her say she believes therapy would have helped her during the family's darkest years and is hopeful her nieces can receive the guidance she never had. But not all reactions have been supportive. A few of Anna's former in-laws and friends have raised concerns that therapy might reopen wounds or manipulate the girls' emotions during a vulnerable time. Some see June's choice as performative, given her public history, and question whether she's equipped to oversee such a sensitive process. Despite those concerns, June appears focused on a single goal, doing what's right for her granddaughters. A shift in Mama June. This journey marks something of a quiet evolution in Mama June herself. For years, she was seen as the unruly reality star whose life was filled with toxic relationships, legal issues, and poor decisions. Her battle with addiction, televised family drama, and strained bonds with her daughters have all shaped the public perception of her character. But Anna's death seems to have forced a transformation, a painful wake-up call that has brought a surprising depth to June's recent choices. She's not just trying to be a grandmother now. She's trying to be a guardian, a protector, and possibly, for the first time in a long while, a stabilizing force in her family. That evolution isn't without its setbacks. June has admitted in private circles that she sometimes feels overwhelmed. The weight of responsibility, paired with her own grief, has left her battling insomnia and anxiety. But instead of turning inward or away, she's choosing to lean into professional support, both for the girls and potentially for herself. Sources have shared that June is even considering joining a family therapy component, where guardians and children work together in group sessions. The idea is to create a shared space where emotional expression is normalized, not feared. It's an approach rarely seen in publicized celebrity custody situations, and one that might be the saving grace this family so desperately